heard it scream?
Hey guys, welcome back to PNG. Now, this time around we have EA coming together with Respawn. Now, if you guys don't know, Respawn are the developers behind Titanfall games as well as Apex Legends. This time they come together to bring us Star Wars Jedi The Fallen Order. So to start off the campaign, guys, you guys have to pick a difficulty level. There's 4 choices between Story Mode, Jedi Knight, Jedi Master, and Jedi Grandmaster. Now, we started off with Jedi Master, but the difference between the 4 levels is that it's literally set from impossible to near impossible to okay to go ahead and get it done. Now, which one do we recommend? Honestly, we recommend Jedi Knight for the most part, and it really has nothing to do with the difficulty at all, guys. It's definitely doable in Jedi Knight and maybe even Jedi Master. The real issue are the load screen, guys. You will die so much in Jedi Master and Jedi Knight. I can't even imagine Jedi Grand. We didn't even try Grandmaster. You will die so much. The loading screens are literally unforgiving. They will last anywhere from 30 seconds. I've even had to wait 45 seconds. I've been able to use the bathroom and come back, and there's still the loading screen. Wow.
Could not stand against
See, like that shit one hits you. That attack one hits you. Make sure I get the shit. Make sure I get the shit. Do I? I hope not. I don't look. Now, with the story mode, guys, there is a little bit of a pacing issue. Now, there are about 5 planets you visit throughout the story mode. It doesn't really get interesting till about the 4th planet, and that can really put a toll on the character development, the combat, and the plot itself. Now, with the character development, since it takes so long for the story to unfold, you really don't care much for the characters. You play as Cal Kestis, a Padawan Jedi who survived the Purge, and you retreat to the world of Braca, where you run into Inquisitors after trying to save your comrade. After that, you run into Seer and Grease, and then after that, you meet BD1. Now, the main issue, since I mentioned the pacing, is that they don't really tell you much about the past of Seer or Grease for the most part, so you really don't care much for them until later on in the game, and that's only really because they stick with you through everything. BD1, on the other hand, is a little bit more interesting as he helps you out, figuring out puzzles. He can give you a couple of hints here and there, and he saves your life a couple of times as well.
Something happened to me during the Purge. I survived, but my connection to the Force is damaged. When I meditate, if I let my guard down, I lose control. And it's like I'm back in that moment when...
You survived, Cal. And you're not alone. Not anymore.
We're coming up on our destination.
So Cal also has what's called a echo sensibility, which lets him feel the force around objects and areas, and lets him basically sense the history and events connected to those objects and those areas. This basically works as the game's collectible system.
Song. I wrote it. Years ago. You touch an object and witness events connected to it. You feel its history.
It's an echo in the Force from the object.
Not many Jedi have that skill.
So now moving on to the combat, which for me personally really holds up this game. At the beginning, on the first few planets, the combat is pretty straightforward. You know, you just hit, you dodge, you parry. You don't parry as much in the beginning. You could get away with dodging easily, but towards the 4th planet and after that, you really have to parry. It really does become an essential tool to the combat.
Engage with caution. Converge on the target. He's hard to track. We have to stop him. It's a ranged fight now. I'm after him. I'm after him. How's he blocking everything? Someone else get in here.
So throughout the campaign, you'll unlock skill points, and these can be used for 3 different things. You can improve your health, you can improve your force ability, and you can unlock new lightsaber skills. And this really adds like you are able to fight enemies the way you want. You know, there's not a specific way to fight them. You know, you don't feel restricted to the amount of ways you can approach enemies. You know, you can use all these new skills that you unlock to your advantage.
The only bad thing is that you don't unlock most of these skills more to mid to end game. So you can say the first half of the game you really just fight pretty basic, and then it's not till like about mid game where you can get a little bit more creative with everything else.
Hey, an intruder!
Can't beat us.
Someone else attack him! Take this! Pursuing the Jedi! This one's mine!
Try dodging that.
Fight us, you coward! Move up already! He's under us.
Let's bring this fight to the enemy.
Got one of us. Yeah, someone else take a hit. You don't even have to try here. He's damaged. I knew it would end like this.
Also with the combat, guys, is the parry. Now, like we mentioned, the parry is very essential, so the timing you have to get used to. It's a little awkward because when you would press the button for the parry, there was like a bit of a delay, so you have to kind of predict the attacks for the most part, so it makes it a little bit awkward, and definitely have to get used to when deflecting lasers and deflecting other attacks, especially from melee specialists. Also, the finishing moves do add a nice touch to the combat, where finishing moves can really make you feel like a badass. So now with the visual and the music, guys. So now the music, since it is a Star Wars game, you'll definitely hear music from the movies and from the other games as well. So the music is pretty well rounded. You can't really go wrong with the Star Wars music. Definitely, they do play some music at the right moments. Definitely get your heart going. Definitely give you a little bit of anxiety here and there. Now for the visuals. Now, the visuals are definitely a love-hate thing for me. There are parts where the visuals really stand out, and it happens to be in the enclosed areas. One of the things that really affects the visuals too, guys, are the lags. For a game that just came out, there are a lot of lag problems. You'll find yourself literally just straight walking, and you'll stop for a second and then it'll continue. There are definitely a lot of lag issues, especially with load-in times. When you load into the map, some of the map will load in a little bit after you're already walking through it, so it makes for like a little bit of awkward scenes. And I definitely have to mention this. The Wookiees look god awful, guys. They look horrible. I've seen Wookiees from like Battlefront 2. I literally saw a clip from, I think it was Force Unleashed, when Vader attacks the Wookiees, and even that Wookiee looked better, guys. The Wookiee design for this game is just god awful.
Some of them look brown, and then other of them look like greenish yellow. They look weird.
The fur design and everything, it's no good, guys. You'll see them for yourself if you guys play the game, but I don't have high expectations for the Wookiees.
They'll be okay.
That guy's face. Oh my god, bro.
As I said before, what really holds this game up is the combat. But another thing I forgot to mention is the customization that really holds this game up. Actually, no, just the lightsaber customization. You know, you can go from changing the color of the actual lightsaber to the entire middle piece of the lightsaber and actually the color of it. There are other things you can customize throughout the game, such as Cal's poncho, BD1 skin, and the Mantis ship color. The thing that Cal wears the most throughout the game is a poncho, so you could really only change the skin on his poncho, and some of the colors really don't look as good. And BD1, you know, you're really close to him throughout the story mode, so you look forward when you unlock a new skin for him. You know, you always try to, well, we did our best to make sure BD1 looked his best. The Mantis ship, you only see it, you know, once in a while when you load into the other planets. But it does help to see a different skin on the Mantis ship once in a while.
Also with the visual, guys, are the cutscenes. Now, for some reason, this game decided to go with animated cutscenes, so you'll see the character models from in-game in the cutscenes instead of making all new cinematic ones. So you'll see the same character models, you know, acting everything out, which is a little weird. I feel like they should have definitely gone the extra mile. It would have definitely pumped up our rating, you know, towards the end if they would have added some nice, well-done cinematic cutscenes.
That was a close one, kid. Aren't you supposed to be watching the monitors?
Guerrilla fighters, Wookiees and off-worlders ambushing an Imperial convoy.
Walkers approaching their position.
Tarful could be with them.
Awful could be anywhere, like deep in the ground, like we're gonna be if we get caught up in that battle down there.
Now to cover some action sequences, guys. For the most part, the game does fare in this category. I feel they definitely missed the mark on this. They could have definitely given us a little bit more. When you enter Kashyyyk, they basically tell you that you'll have Wookiees fighting off some troopers, but you literally just jump in water and swim your way to a AT-AT and then go from there. They should have had a little bit more action between the Wookiees and the troopers.
They won't be using that anytime soon. Gotta take them out.
There is some scenes where they do that, but it's all just a tease, man. I feel like they should have really went the extra mile, maybe thrown a little bit of cinematics in there, a little bit more action here and there, just to, you know, really give those scenes the, you know, the extra mile that we really would have wanted for this game.
Give you that, like, Star Wars Battlefield type of feeling.
So now to wrap up the review, guys. Now, is this game worth the $60? I don't believe it is. Now, for everything that you get, for the customization, for the gameplay, for the story, and everything else that's included, I think the most that this game should be worth is $30 to $40, guys. That would really be getting your bang for your buck. You know, if you do all the collectibles, all the discoverables in the game, you maybe able to get like about 14 hours of gameplay, which is pretty good for a single player game. For all the pro Star Wars players out there who have played every single Star Wars game and, you know, have seen every movie, if you guys don't have the game yet and are thinking about getting this game but are questioning whether if you're going to like it or not, if you like Uncharted and Tomb Raider and that kind of stuff, and you would like to kind of do that in the Star Wars universe, this probably be the game for you. For all you gamers out there who are looking to, you know, try the Star Wars game that just came out, etc., probably would want to try it. I would definitely wait for a price drop. Like I said, I don't see the value at $60 just yet. For the new players trying to get into a Star Wars game for the first time, I would definitely wait for a price drop, guys. The $60 isn't worth the hours that you get of gameplay and visuals and everything else. If you pay about $40 for the game at a price drop, you know, Black Fridays are on the corner, it might go on sale, you never know. I would definitely say get it if you're trying to get a Star Wars game. And
alright, so for me, this Star Wars game was above average. I went into this game thinking it was going to be packed with action. you know, playing as a Jedi that would just mow down through troopers and go up against Sith Lords and stuff like that. And it really didn't turn out to be like that. You know, first two planets we kept doing puzzles and all this stuff. I was literally bored out of my mind, always trying to look for like troopers to you know, fight and stuff like that. Another thing about the main character, I do recognize that he's from a TV show. I don't know if you guys heard of it, Shameless. He plays as Ian, so I was really surprised that they actually used like an actor in this game. You know, I didn't really expect it, and I really couldn't see him as a Jedi because, you know, if you guys seen Shameless, he's, you know, he plays a bit of a reckless character. He's also in Gotham. He plays as Joker, you know, all crazy and stuff. So it's hard. It's kind of hard for me to see him as like, you know, a wisdomful, calm, focused type of Jedi.
Pure.
Pure, yeah. You know, like in the other roles he's had, you know, he's reckless and crazy. So I really couldn't see him as a Jedi. You know, it looked kind of funny to me. The combat really does hold this game up, as well as the lightsaber customization. You know, those are really huge bonuses for me, especially, you know, since I expected, you know, just action in this game. If you guys don't mind, you know, Star Wars changing up the formula with, you know, a bit of Tomb Raider, Uncharted type of levels with puzzles and mazes and stuff like that, then definitely go for this game. If you guys are looking for an action-packed game like I was, definitely wait for a price drop. You know, the first few levels you're going to be bored out of your mind and you're going to ask yourself, why did I buy this? I was looking for an action, you know, based game. So if you're looking for action, definitely price drop.
Alright guys, so that's the end of the review. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys like it, leave a comment. If you guys really like it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and tune in for the next episode. Bye guys.
Bye.